Nathan Griffith, Jenelle Evans' ex, speaks out about the Child Protective Services investigation into the teen mom star, expressing concern that her children have been exposed to narcotics. Kaiser, Jenelle's 10-year-old middle child's father, shockingly shared his worries for his son's safety and the welfare of the teen mom star's two children, Ensley, 8, and Jace, 15, in an on-camera interview with the U.S. Sun. Nathan asked Jenelle why she and her children had moved to Sin City in the first place during the extensive interview. "I've heard that she moved around this neighborhood, which is a terrible location to raise kids because of the drugs, gangs, violence, and robberies. It's a horrible location. I'm trying to get out of Las Vegas, and it's in a situation now where my son's here that I'm almost going to have stay here just because my son's here." In his explanation, Nathan said he believed Jenelle was making the right decision earlier this month when she moved Kaiser to live with his grandmother in Tennessee. 2 weeks into his stay in Tennessee, she finally had second thoughts and pulled him out. "When she dropped Kaiser off at my mother's place, I believed she was doing the right thing." The former Teen Mom 2 actress clarified, "My mother raised 5 children, and being a single mother and doing what she did is better than most moms can do with raising a single child. I believed that this was my chance to leave Vegas or possibly have my belongings, Nathan's probation, transferred so that I could be with my son and provide him with the direction, care, and attention he required. Because I think Kaiser is really seeking attention right now in some of his behaviors. For the sake of the children's privacy, the U.S. Sun is not revealing all of the shocking accusations that Nathan made after that. If anybody hasn't heard the full background story, Kaiser is in a very sticky situation," Nathan said. "My son has already edited out for privacy. He already vapes. He's already edited out for privacy. He's already done, edited out for privacy. And he's 10 years old," Nathan said. "He is 10 years old. And it irritates me that CPS is not looking into this or taking it seriously." In addition, Jenelle recently left a highly toxic marriage and immediately entered a new relationship in which a man lives with her. After a highly turbulent marriage that included 911 calls, restraining orders, and accusations that the 36-year-old strangled her oldest son Jace, Jenelle and her husband of 6 years, David Eason, separated. Since then, the MTV personality and her manager, August Keene, have moved on. "That's her life then," Nathan went on. "She can do what she needs to do. But I think most people will see that as a little unstable and not getting her priorities straight." Nathan continued by claiming that his kid informed him that he had been disciplined at school for vaping. "I only know what my son has physically told me. I don't want to level any accusations. Additionally, my kid informed me that he had been caught vaping." The father of 2 asserted, "He informed me that he had edited out for privacy." Kaiser's father further mentioned that he had informed Kaiser that he had been in problems at school because of the after-school program, adding once more for emphasis, "I heard that it was a vape. He knows I'm not going to lay down the hammer on him unless it's something serious that I can't correct. And I'm not in his life where I can't correct it or keep a watch on him 24/7, so it gives me no right to tell him or discipline him," Nathan said, referring to his open relationship with his 10-year-old son. "I think the best situation right now is for him to get that individual attention, especially with me." The 37-year-old continued by talking about his dissatisfaction with Child Protective Services participation in Jenelle's family throughout the years. "In certain cases, I wish the state, CPS, the legal system, or anything else would genuinely consider the facts or the inquiry and treat it seriously. But I think they only dig down so deep, and then they close the situation out, and then it becomes now, 8 years later, where the kids are getting in drug trouble doing drugs." Jenelle vehemently disputed to the U.S. Sun that Kaiser was discovered vaping at school and that there were drugs in the home. CPS has previously intervened in Jenelle's home on several occasions, including in 2019, when the agency briefly took Kaiser away from her residence. After spending 2 weeks in Tennessee with Doris, Nathan claimed that Kaiser missed home. According to Nathan, his kid had become accustomed to a roller coaster at Jenelle's house, so the 10-year-old had to get used to the quiet at Doris. He's accustomed to any circumstance, be it mayhem or tranquility. He was missing home, so I told him he needed some time to get used to my mom's house. I urged him to give it a few weeks. "You don't realize how lucky you are," I said. "Here you receive individualized care. A new life can be started by you. You are free to begin forming new friendships. Everything is new to you to make things correct," and I was really excited for him. Nathan expressed his desire to once more play a significant role in Kaiser's life. I got the opportunity to get moved and go up there and be with him, so I was thrilled for our relationship to start growing again, in order for me to spend that time with him alone. Nathan claims that before Jenelle changed her mind and decided to keep Kaiser in Tennessee, he was just getting settled there. He was already enrolled to school, and he was in school his 3rd day, which was Friday, October 18, and Jenelle walked up there and pulled him out of school, saying he had to go to the hospital. According to Nathan, Jenelle attributed the change of heart to his mother Doris. "My mom started all this drama," she remarked. A neighbor allegedly called CPS on Jenelle, and she yelled and screamed, demanding to know the name since, according to the story, my mother received a message regarding the CPS calls, stating their fears and other things. My mom hung up the phone, and I texted her, I'm not sure if she did or not. She responded to some of my harsh letters. She wrote something about protecting Kaiser. During their conversation, Nathan allegedly sent Jenelle a text message, which he read aloud. "Heard an alternative tale. According to my mother, you were simply shouting at her. Additionally, Missy, don't hurl stones in a glass house. With all of the abuse, desertion, and torment you have put him through, I am positive I can blame you. He is now 10 years old, vaping, and removed for privacy, breaking your leg while drunk. I don't talk about a lot of topics, as I mentioned, and there are lots more, I assure you. You're so worried about what the media says and who is stalking you, while the child is being severely neglected. Are you worried about him or about yourself? You should have left him in my care a long, long time ago if you weren't so arrogant," Nathan added in the text message. "You don't care that you'll destroy this child for the rest of his life." He came to the conclusion, "You don't take the time to understand him like I do." Nathan hopes his ex gets it together. He claims to have been sober for more than 130 days. "I'm hoping she pulls herself together. Including when Kaiser was in a fairly stable home, she needs to quit playing the blame game and pointing the finger at everyone else, including my mom, who did nothing. Especially with my sister, brother, nephews, nieces, and other family members that could help him out there. He was having fun with my nephew, his cousin, you know. He was heading to my brother's and Casey's house. He received life lessons there that will help him develop and thrive, as well as opportunities to think about himself and ask himself, am I making the right choice? I see these people's way of life. I perceive the peace and stability. I perceive the tranquility. I can see the joy, the love." Nathan went on to say it's the environment that he needed to be in, before criticizing Jenelle for supposedly making these impulsive decisions and just ripping him out of school and then going somewhere else. "The kid is being tossed around," Nathan remarked. According to her ex, Jenelle has to start looking within herself for what's best for Kaiser. "Don't raise children if you can't," he continued. "I understand that individuals make mistakes sometimes and do their best, but if there is another parent or someone else who is prepared to devote the time and energy necessary to ensure the child has a bright future, then let them. I understand how painful it is. I am aware that it is awful. I'm sure you want to declare that you're not good enough, but that's when you need to learn the difference between selfishness and selflessness. And the unselfish need is that Kaiser needs attention right now, and he needs to be in a good environment where he's going to grow in a positive way so he can be a great and an attribute to society when he grows up, and not this person who's getting in now in legal trouble like I have been, or making brash decision, or filling that void with women, or, doing things to fill a certain need that isn't productive to a lifestyle. Nathan continued by projecting his greatest anxiety onto his son. My greatest worry is that Kaiser will reach a point in life where things won't be as easy as they seem. There will undoubtedly be repercussions, and they won't be favorable ones. Throughout the discussion, Nathan was candid about the repercussions of his own behavior and repeatedly alluded to his concerns that Kaiser would take a similar course. After Nathan allegedly strangled his sister in 2023, he is currently on probation. While his kid was under Jenelle's care, Nathan said that he attempted to contact him but was frequently blocked. Aside from the brief moment that she was genuinely attempting to get along with me when she and David parted ways, and she traveled here to Vegas so I could see my kid, it is nearly impossible for me to communicate with my son. That is the initial instance. My son and I have always been separated by her. I've received numerous texts requesting to talk to my son. I even texted her yesterday to let her know that I would be very grateful to speak with my son. She also informed me that not at this time. When we return to Vegas, she always does this. You can speak with him, and I'll text her once more, sort of talking to my son. He's sleeping, he's busy, he's doing this. Therefore, it's not that I'm not trying to get in touch or try. It's always this barrier, this autumn spirit that she puts that Kaiser is doing something else that's more important than having a one-on-one discussion with his father.